There is Aaron Pritchett in Hold My Beer, something that he won Songwriter of the Year for in 2007. And we have the man himself joining us right now. Aaron, thank you so much for joining us.
Thanks for having me. Appreciate it.
So Songwriter of the Year, that must have been a cool award to win for Hold My Beer as well at the time.
Very much so. It was one of those songs where Derek Rattan is one of the co-writers, and he asked me, should I come up to CCMAs from Nashville, and they were in Winnipeg that year. Should I come up and, because do you think we're going to win the award? And I said, well, we're up against guys like Jim Cuddy, who had a wicked song, and I think it was Johnny Reed that year as well. And I said, to be honest with you, my feeling is no, we don't have a chance. But you know what? Maybe next year we'll write another one. Sure enough, we won, and Derek was at home watching, very, very upset.
Yelling at the TV.
Yeah, extremely.
Damn you, Aaron.
I know.
So I was working with Derek Rattan. He seems to work with everybody, co-writing songs, so many different Canadian country artists.
Yeah, he gets around. I mean, in a good way, in a writing way, of course. But Derek's a great, great guy. I've worked on many songs with him. We've had numerous hits. Obviously, Light It Up was another song that we co-wrote together, and that was a funny story, too, behind that one, because I went to his house, and he was writing with the company before, so he only had limited time. Now he's writing at home, he's got all this time. So you get to his house, and you think, okay, we'll have a coffee for half an hour, and then get into the song. We spent about 3 hours just talking, the first 3 hours just getting to know each other again, sort of thing, and catching up, and then started writing for half an hour, and then we went for lunch, and then we went, came back, and he showed me his... It's like, what? Okay. So we took us about an hour to write the song. By the time the day was done, I'd been there for about 12 hours. So, now it's very laid back to write with Derek, and he's just an awesome guy.
I've got to tell you a little story. One day I was sitting at home, and I hear one of your songs playing in the back room, my 13-year-old daughter. And I'm like, where's that coming from? I could hear Hellbent for Buffalo. And I'm like, where am I hearing that song? Where's it coming from? And I said, You're listening? Because, she's 13.
Sure.
She's the Bieber and everything else.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. I just really love it. I like the song.
Awesome. That's great.
The influence of being around Dad, I guess, at the same time. But clearly your music resonates with all different age groups. Obviously, you must find that, too.
I do. At all shows, especially all age shows. Like today, you've got these... the demographic that I always think is my crowd is, 30-ish and up. And a country crowd is typically known for that. But you come into my shows that I do on my own as well, and it's a wide range of people. You've got the 5-year-olds singing Hold My Beer, and then you've got the 25-year-olds chanting Hold My Beer, before I even get to do it. And then the older folks that are out there too, and the one reason I knew a lot of my music does resonate with a lot of different age groups, but the one, especially Hold My Beer, was the one where I thought, oh no, people are going to hate this song. And after we wrote it, I did an acoustic show, and my grandma was there, and I thought, my grandma is going to kill me. She's not going to love this song at all. So I go up to her after the show, and I said, so how'd you like the show? She said, oh, it was really great, dear. You sounded lovely. And I love that Hold My Beer song. So I knew it was going to be good after that. I knew
so even Grandma likes beer then.
My grandmother loved it. Yeah.
That's cool. Well, I got to ask you about the new song, Drive. Just zooming up the charts right now.
Thankfully, yes.
And the cool thing about that song is co-written by Bryan Adams.
Yeah, I didn't co-write it with him. I wish I had. But it was co-written by Bryan Adams and a guy named Phil Thornalley, who's from the UK. And when I heard this song, it was actually a song that was recorded by a gentleman by the name of Shannon Knoll from Australia. He was an Australian Idol back in 2004. And I heard the demo of it, and I thought, man, this song really is awesome. I've got to do it. I'm an 80s buff. Like, I grew up with Bryan Adams. I grew up with Def Leppard and all those guys. So I related to this song right away, and I thought, you know what, my crowd knows me for that kind of guy. It's a summer kind of song. Let's release it and see how it does, and it's doing great.
Yeah, and so far so good. Just doing fantastic with it. And also hosting Sounds Canadian, which runs with us here on CFCO as well, Saturday nights and Sundays as well. How much fun are you having with that?
A blast, yeah. It's one of those ones where I was asked by Will Brown out on the East Coast. He said, would you like to take this on and see how you do with it? And I thought, well, I've never hosted any radio shows of any kind, and I don't feel like I have a radio voice at all, but it's worked out really well, and it's something that I really love doing, and it might take me to another level of that format. So, yeah, it's great.
Well, now you know how us radio geeks feel, too.
Well, you guys are great at it. I'm just I'm an amateur, I can see how you love it.
Oh, we certainly get starstruck as well, too. Have you had any of those moments as well for yourself?
Being starstruck with people, you mean myself? Oh, for sure. Oh, yeah, all the time. Today is really cool. I'm out there doing sound check, getting ready for sound check, and Lady A's finishing their sound check up, and Charles is out there, and he's hanging around, and there he is out running laps in the field, and I thought that's pretty cool. I've been around probably longer than they have in this industry, 20 years for me, and but I still love seeing these guys coming up and at their success, and I don't necessarily, I'm not jealous, but I'm envious of their status, and I think it's great. So I do look up to them, and yeah, I am somewhat starstruck by them. It's great. I like the feeling, though.
Yeah, definitely. Well, we get starstruck all the time too. Starstruck with you, having you here.
Yeah, thanks.
Talking with us right now. Well, it's neat always when you get to meet someone. You're like, I listen to their stuff on the radio, so it gives that whole sort of unique perspective.
Yeah, you get to put the personality to the voice that you normally hear, or the face that you see on TV, and I do that with my fans. I really try and connect with them as much as possible. So when we get to do autograph sessions, and I don't think we're going to today because it's too tight a time, but typically I go out of my way to make time, and when we do an autograph session, there are people that I would consider to be starstruck, but I make them feel a little comfortable, and so they're not so starstruck, but they enjoy their time instead of, some people have found themselves tongue-tied, and I go, it's okay, just relax, give me a hug, that kind of thing, and then we're fine from there, so it's good.
Aaron, thank you so much for taking some time
pleasure.
out, and I know you're a busy man. You've got a lot of stuff on the go as well, flying from one coast to the other, and lots of things happening for you too. All the best of success with the new single as well. We're loving it so far.
Thanks,
and
guys.
have a great show tonight.
Appreciate it. Thank you very much.